welcome to this skull in-depth tutorial. I hope you guys all learned some tips. If you're just watching it for entertainment, that's great too. I tend to get a lot of DMs about how to do skull makeup looks, so I figured I would just make a video for you guys, and hopefully it is easy to learn from and that you guys get some useful tips. The best advice that I can give is try it multiple times. If the first time it doesn't work out, try it again. The first time I did skull makeup, guys, it was bad. That's all I can say. If I can be where I am today, you guys can definitely do it too. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well. And let's get into the video. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a fun skeleton look, and it's going to be an in-depth tutorial, so I'm excited to show this all to you guys and teach you guys how to do it. Skull makeup is one of my #1 recommended videos and some of my most liked photos as well, so I figured I would do one for you guys and kind of explain how to do it as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so when beginning your skull makeup, I highly recommend pulling up an inspiration picture or an actual skull. I decided to pull up this Evan Peters photo from American Horror Story just to kind of give a guide of where everything is. So I am using a white pencil first. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. So one of the first things I did that was completely useless is drew all of the lines for where the skull should be with the NYX pencil. The reason why this was useless is because I just ended up painting over it anyways with the Mayron Paradise white paint, but it is a good guide for the top so you know how far up to go with the paint. I just wet the paint and started painting away. And this is a water activated paint. I highly recommend using water activated paints because if you use oil paints, it will smear like crazy. So definitely use a water activated paint. Okay, so now I have that coated all over my face. I used a sponge to try and smooth it out, but just so you know, when you use paint, it shows every bit of texture. It's totally normal, but basically you just want a nice opaque layer on. Moving on to using the Mayron Black Paradise paint, I am now drawing where the nostrils will be, and I'm drawing 2 teardrop shapes. Pointy up top, round on the bottom. And then I stop right here on the sides of the nostril, and then I'm just filling that in. This look requires a lot of detail, so if you need good detail brushes that won't break the bank, try using paint brushes. I found these at Ross and they've worked amazing. I think this pack of brushes was under $10. And if the paint starts to have more of a sticky feeling, that just means you need more water. Okay, and now we are going to draw the lines. First, I'm just gonna use a little liner brush and use a shadow. So I'm gonna use the gray from the Jeffree Star Morphe palette on a little angled brush. Taking the gray shadow to sketch out where I want the cheekbone and the jawbone. When doing this, try to feel where your actual cheekbone and jawbone are. This will make the look more realistic and help give you an easy guide of where to draw. Off camera, I realized that the jaw lines weren't exactly where I wanted them to be, so I went ahead and redrew them, and then I drew 2 lines on either side of the mouth. Now onto the part that really makes or breaks a skull makeup look, the teeth. If you want a simplified version of a skull, you can draw the lines and stop there, but if you want more detail and really want to make this look realistic, keep watching. Here I'm drawing straight lines down the lips. You don't want these to be too long since we will be drawing roots later, so you want these lines to be the size of the teeth, not the roots. Here is where more detail comes in. To draw the roots, I am basically making a house shape without connecting the lines, almost like you're pulling the teeth upwards. A little tip that will help with this is apply less pressure as you're going up to make the lines thinner. Small detail brushes are key when it comes to this. You can use an angled brush, but I work much better with pointed brushes. For the back molars, I am going to make a heart shape on the bottom of the teeth instead of square like the others to make the teeth look a little more realistic. Now I'm going over the sketch of the jaw that we drew earlier and just going over it with some black paint to make it look a little more dramatic. So basically anywhere we want the skull to look a little more hollow, we are adding either black paint or shading. So I am shading the back of the jaw where I added that little empty space. I don't know why I added this extra line on the cheekbone, but I felt like it gave it a little bit more of a skull effect and almost made it look like a crack in the skull. Taking a black eyeshadow, I'm shading in between the teeth to add more dimension and a little bit on top of the teeth to make it look like there's a little more texture and so that they don't look so flat. Now adding more black shadow behind where I put the molars and blending lighter once I get closer to the teeth. This makes the skull look more artistic and hollow and really makes the teeth the star of the show. Taking a gray shadow and shading in between the teeth. This really helps make the teeth pop and adds more dimension and makes it look like there aren't teeth in between the teeth, if that makes any sense. Because I felt like the top of the face was looking a little drab, I'm adding a black line to separate the skull and my face to add more contrast. Now I'm touching up the teeth with some white face paint to make them look a little bit larger because I went too small before with the black paint. Avoid doing this if you can because going back over made the teeth look a little bit gray. Now just going back in and touching up the skull and the teeth, just making sure everything looks really detailed. Going back and forth with this helps make sure you get the best result possible. I decided to add a jawbone because I felt like it was looking empty down there, but I ended up being almost completely out of the frame, so I'm so sorry about that. But basically, I went a little above my natural jawbone and followed it along there, so it shows up on the face a little more, and decided to make a little cleft chin to add a little something something. To clean up the white underneath the jawline, I took some Cetaphil makeup wipes. By the way, these are my favorite makeup wipes of all time. They're great for sensitive skin, and they don't make my skin burn. So I just took that underneath and took off the white underneath the jawline. For lashes, I decided to go super dramatic to complement the skull nicely. You already know I'm obsessed with this brand of lashes, so I chose the Kiss Gala lashes, and these definitely made a statement. They were a nice balance of soft, wispy, spiky, and dramatic. Alrighty everybody, so I popped some lashes on, let my hair down, and put in some earrings. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial of this skull makeup look and that you guys got some useful tips. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do and give this video a thumbs up as well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!